Well, hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Thank you again for joining us for yet another episode of the Lives and Lessons Learned of 100 Christians. Today, we are doing something named Anthony Ashley Cooper, the seventh Earl of Shaftesbury, um, often simply known as Lord Shaftesbury. He was one of the Victorian England's most influential social reformers. Born into aristocracy, he transformed personal hardship into a lifelong crusade against industrial exploration, poverty, and injustice. Known as the poor man's Earl, he championed the vulnerable, from child laborers to the mentally ill, through parliamentary battles, philanthropy, and evangelical zeal. His efforts reshaped British society, influencing laws that protected workers and improved public health. All right, early life and formative influences. He was born April 28th, 1801 in London. We're going way back. The eldest son of Cropley Ashley Cooper, the sixth Earl of Shaftesbury, and Lady Anne Spencer Churchill, daughter of the fourth Duke of Marlborough. All right. His childhood was marked by emotional neglect. His father was a domineering Tory, which is a political party, who ruled the household with unrestrained ferocity, while his mother offered little affection. Shaftesbury later described his upbringing as one of cold neglect, writing in his diaries that his parents' indifference left deep scars. A compassionate housemaid, Maria Millis, became his surrogate mother, introducing him to evangelical Christianity and instilling values of compassion and faith that would define his life. Her early death in 1808 profoundly affected him, fostering an empathy for the suffering that contrasted sharply with his privileged world. Educated at Harrow School and Christ Church, Oxford, where he earned a first in classics, Shaftesbury entered politics young. At age 25 in 1826, he was elected as a conservative MP for the pocket borough of Woodstock, leveraging his family influence. He became Lord Ashley in 1811 upon his father's succession to the earldom, and inherited the title seventh Earl in 1851 after his father's death. In 1830, he married Lady Emily Cowper, daughter of the fifth Earl of Cowper. Their union connected him to political heavyweights like Prime Minister's Lord Melbourne, which was his uncle, and Lord Palmerston, his stepfather-in-law. They had 6 sons and 4 daughters. Though many of the children suffered from ill health, mirroring Shaftesbury's own lifelong struggle with anxiety and hypochondria. His political career and his major reforms, his parliamentary career spanned decades. But he shunned high office, declining cabinet posts like the Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster, in order to maintain independence for his reform agenda. As a Tory with evangelical conditions, he viewed social ills as moral failures demanding Christian action. His first major speech in 1828 addressed the mistreatment of the insane, which we call the mentally ill, leading to his appointment as chairman of the Lunacy Commission. Oh boy, talk about not being politically correct. A role he held until his death. He exposed abuses in asylums, advocating for early intervention and a more humane care, and testified against overly restrictive certification laws. In the 30s and 40s, he he was at the forefront of the industrial reform movement amid the horrors of the factory system, witnessing child workers enduring 16-hour days in squalid conditions that radicalized him. He spearheaded the 10 Hours movement, culminating in the Factory Act of 1847, which limited women and children's shifts to 10 hours. In 1842, he pushed for the Mines Act, banning women and boys under 10 from underground work after graphic reports of abuse. He also campaigned against child chimney sweeps, known as climbing boys, securing the 1840 Chimney Sweeps Act, raising the apprenticeship age to 16, and further protections in 1875 despite weak enforcement. Other victories included the 1851 Lodging House Act for inspecting slum housing and support for the Ragged School Union, which he chaired in 1844, providing education and shelter to London street children. During the Crimean War, he held the Sanitary Commission to improve army hygiene. Later, he advocated for agricultural laborers, juvenile offenders, and public health, influencing reforms. Queen Victoria consulted with him in the 1848 unrest, valuing his mediating role. All right, so what can we learn some lessons from his life? First off, the empathy was born out of adversity. Personal pain can fuel profound care for others. Neglect in youth often breeds advocates for the vulnerable. Yeah, that makes sense. Faith as a catalyst to action. True religion demands practical justice, not abstract piety. Social reform is a divine imperative. Persistence against the odds. Systematic change requires dogged advocacy, even when opposed by powerful interest. Independence over power. True influence lies in moral authority, not titles. Shun compromise for our convictions. Holistic reform. Address root causes. Housing, health, education, interconnected with labor rights, and a lasting impact. Legacy through small acts. Grand reforms, big things, start with individual stories. Honor the overlooked to inspire the collective good. His life reminds us that one person's unwavering commitment can humanize an industrial age. His diaries and biographies reveal a man who, despite his inner turmoil, lived out Isaiah 58, 6-7, to loose the chains of injustice and share your food with the hungry. In an era of rapid change, his example urges us to confront modern inequities with the same fervor. All right. Thanks so much. Take care. God bless. Bye.